dear educational leaders, you're welcome again to this session. My name is Valens Ngarukiye, a lecturer of education at University of Rwanda College of Education and a trainer in the program of continuous professional development diploma in effective school leadership and management. In the previous session, you remember that you introduced Module 3 of the program entitled Managing the School as an Organization and discussed its learning outcome. Today's session is going to focus on the introduction of the module first unit entitled Group Dynamics, and then cover the first section of the concept of groups and teams. In fact, as school leaders, having basic understanding of the group dynamics is a very crucial requirement for achieving successfully your professional duties. As you know, school leadership is becoming more and more complex, that it can't be the responsibility of one person. This is why in your various activities, you are collaborating with different stakeholders. For example, in your distributive leadership, teachers and other staff take up leadership roles. This means that school leaders need to deal with groups all the time, such as subject groups, the school general assembly and school general assembly committees, various clubs, and other working groups. In such distributive leadership, you always remain responsible for the quality of teaching and learning in the school. Therefore, as school leaders, you need to be sure that various groups that are active in your schools are functioning well as teams. Because productive teams are a key condition for high performance in each standard of effective school leadership. It's against this background that this training session is going to help you to go through the concept of group dynamics and then starting by the following learning outcomes. It is expected that by the end of this module, you should be able to demonstrate a clear understanding of the concept of group and teams, team development, role in the groups, and teams, task and group process. You should also be able to explain school leadership roles in dealing with group dynamics. Likewise, you should be able to apply the stages in the group development processes of in your context and apply the principles of dynamics and the stages collaboration within the school. Now, let's start by discussing the concept of groups and teams. The concept of groups can be understood as a collection of two or more interacting individuals sharing common goals and perceiving themselves as being a group. As presented in the figure here, groups have the following key characteristics. People work together as members of the groups, and there are two or more people who are involved in the group activities. There is interaction among members, and there is a shared goal. On the other hand, as you can see, team is a group of people who share norms, responsibility for results, and common purpose and goals. Members of a team are mutually committed to the goal and to each other. In fact, based on this explanation, you can find that the distinction between groups and teams is more a continuum rather than a fixed and a hard distinction. As indicated in this figure, people working together can have some characteristics of a group and some characteristics of a team. This is the reason why, as trust and common vision develop gradually, group can adopt more element of a team. Now, let's have a look at the difference between groups and teams. There are various aspects that can be taken into consideration when differentiating groups from teams. You can read these differences from this table and find that here, for example, in groups, members work interdependently towards their personal goals, while in teams, members work interdependently towards their personal and team goals. Another difference can be found in terms of members' involvement in some activities. You can read here, it's very clear. While group members are not involved in the planning of their group activities and objectives, team members feel a sense of ownership towards their role in the team. In the groups, members are given tasks which each member complete, but in teams, members collaborate to achieve common goals. Again, it is acknowledged that in team members, diverse perspectives are welcomed, while in groups, members are cautious and don't have a say. This is why members in a group may not contribute ideas due to lack of personal rewards or negative relationship, whereas members in teams are encouraged to offer their skills and knowledge. We can also look at these differences between groups and the teams by considering the members' participation in decision making. Group members may be bothered by disagreement against some decision imposed on them, while in teams, conflict become part of the creative problem solving. Dear trainers, you can note that there is a difference between a group and a team, but this difference is which is not highly significant, as already discussed. A group can gradually become a team when members develop shared norms and joint actual responsibility in achieving the results. Dear trainees, we are coming to the conclusion of this session. We have discussed the reason why you as school leaders, you should have a basic understanding of the concept of group dynamics. You also learned the meaning of the concept of group and the concept of team and the difference between the two concepts. I hope that you enjoyed today's session, as it has practical utility in your daily school leadership practices. You are welcome to the next session that will take you over the second section of the unit, which is about group development process. Once again, thank you for your kind attention and participation. Goodbye.